Oh, g'day scrappers. Yeah, just want to talk about scrapping out projectors today. And as you know, the projectors come out in all different shapes and sizes. You got these old style ones, the typical ones we used to see in schools or in offices and stuff like that. And then from the regular projector down to the digital type of projectors, and right up to these really big Epson projectors. And now again, there's going to be there's another style of projector that kind of uses those little gold CPUs, but projectors don't really have a great deal in scrap value, so they're something that you'll pick up often. In these big ones, basically all it is just the wire. Inside you'll get a transformer and maybe a motor for the fan, and that's about it. There's really not much to making these projectors, and so these digital ones, we might get a little bit more. We might get a little circuit board there, might be a few gold pins and stuff to take out, but generally they're very basic. So yeah, I'll scrap out a few of them and give you a little look. I'll do some of these big ones. Well, I want to do all of the big ones, so we might just have a look at what's inside them. And I'll do a couple of these digital style projectors. I've got a lot of these big ones. I've already sold a bunch, but they really don't sell. Second-hand ones, broken ones. There's really no parts in it apart from the main part in these new style projectors are the lamps, and if the lamp is blown, like this lamp here for replacement is about $160. So these are very hard to sell without lamps or without working lamps, and which I found. I found the type of people that like to buy these new style projectors are guys that are making those 3D printers, because they like to use the projection mechanism to read as a reader for their 3D printers. So they're the only guys that seem to be buying them just for project stuff. These older ones, there's really nothing to them, and these ones definitely there's only a transformer and a motor in there. So, but anyway, we'll have a look anyway. Okay, well, first of all, I'll just want to get rid of these 4 large projectors, because they're just I'm getting rid of some scrap steel, so these are the first things I just want to scrap out. And yeah, there's really not much to these big style. They look, some of them look really fancy and they're quite heavy, and but it's just basically steel, and they've got lenses and different types of mirrors, so you can sort of keep these lenses if you know anyone that likes to play around with this sort of stuff. I mean, you might even be able to sell these for a few bucks, these lenses for other kinds of applications. But yeah, just having a little look inside each one of these. Don't really have to scrap them out, can just basically open these ones up and show you what's inside. So as you can see, it's just what looked like something quite nice from the outside is just a big empty box. We just got a little fan motor here with the copper coil that we can get. Not much. We've got a transformer down here, and just the globe itself. That's it. A little bit of wire, and basically that's all we've got in the box. So it's only a matter of removing a couple of those items and getting rid of the rest as scrap steel. And as I said, maybe keeping some of the lenses. Get this one here. This one's it's probably a more of a higher grade projector, better brand. So yeah, we've got the mirror here. very little. Got a little bit of aluminium there, but basically the same thing. It's just a lens, a couple of globes. We've got a really nice large transformer here, so that's pretty good. And over this side we've got a little fan motor and a little bit of wiring, and as I said, that's just a lens. It's just basically scrap steel, but a really nice big transformer in this one at least, and the rest, yeah, like I said, maybe you want to keep the mirror, but aside from that, really very little on these really big ones. If I can just get this next one open, same deal, just a big mirror, just a switch. So there's our transformers on a little power supply, on a little power board. So a little bit of copper there, but very little. You got the lens, and over this side we just got a quite a large fan and a nice little fan, and circuit board with nothing on it. But yeah, again, very little as far as scrap value is concerned. And the last one, which is this nice old Kodak. This would have been okay if it was working. Yeah, once again, we've got a little fan motor, but this one I'll keep because it's a nice aluminium fan. Don't see these very often, so I'm assuming that this motor is going to work. It's on a nice aluminium bracket, so definitely keep this one for resale. Just a lens, and just a little power board. So some wire and the power board. So again, not a great deal in these big ones. So that's the big projectors. Now I'll do the other four more interesting digital projectors, and we can see the difference we get out of them. Okay, now I've got these digital projectors, and we'll have a little look inside each one of these, and we'll finish this video off. So I'll start off with this small one. Now I've opened up, I've loosened up most of the screws just to make it a little bit sort of quicker for us. But so as you can see, there's a nice little circuit board here. So yeah, so the difference with these digital ones is obviously there's going to be a little bit of circuitry, and but not a whole lot really. So we've just got one circuit board, and it's a high grade board obviously, and yeah, it's quite a nice little board, both sides. So we've got some stuff here to either depopulate or just sell it as a high grade board, motherboard kind of thing. The rest of it, we just got a little power board down here. I'll just, if I can just get this little bracket off. So little power board. Then we've got the lens sort of mechanism here. Not a lot there, and yeah, there'll be just a little motor and a fan here, and yeah, so basically this is all we're really getting out of it. So that's the small one. Couple of these mid-size projectors, same kind of deal. They're all very much similar. So we've got our main circuit board, and again, it's a nice high grade board. Got a few things to either depopulate or just sell as a board. If you're going to sell it, you've got to remove all this steel. But yeah, that's not a bad little board for what it is. Another little motor. So again, we've got the lens mechanism here. There's really nothing scrap value there. We've got a power supply unit here, the fan, a couple other fans around the back here. But yeah, scrap wise, very little. and gold recovery, very little aside from just what's on that little circuit board here. So that's number 2. And the other one, the Epsom, again, as you can see, it's starting to form a bit of a pattern. They're very, 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 very similar kind of setups. So we've got our little board here, and again, it's I'll just get this shield off. So again, we've got a nice high grade board, the gold corner chip, another gold corner chip here. So again, a high grade board we can sell. So you can pretty much safely assume that most of these projectors are going to have a small high grade board. Again, a little power supply board, a few transformers and that, you know, a little bit of wire to take off, and then the same deal, this camera mechanism or lens mechanism. Now, as I mentioned previously, there's guys that are building what are they building there? The 3D printers, and they like to use these lens mechanisms for the 3D printer to read what it's going to be printing. So yeah, there might be a bit of a aftermarket sort of, or place where you can actually sell these. You know, you're not going to get much, and you won't sell many. But so yeah, so projectors are just something that come all the time. You know, they're nothing that we really get excited much about, but we just scrap them. So this is that huge Epsom projector, and this is the one that I've got a whole heap of, and I've been selling them in lots of about 6 or 8. But yeah, they're very hard to sell, and to scrap out, same deal. We've got our main board here, again, high grade board. It's just it's very similar to all the other boards. It's just maybe a little bit bigger. Just rip it out. Okay, so yeah, it's definitely a high grade board. It's quite a good board because it's got a lot of nice little components on it, and it's very light. You can see a really nice gold corner chip here. So yeah, definitely high grade. And yeah, we've got some gold pins and stuff all in here. So yeah, not bad. But again, certainly not something that you would want to you know, pay for any of this sort of stuff. But you do get them for free. These big projectors actually come from schools, and so you'll find you'll start to pick up a lot of these from schools. Now, the same deal. It's got a really nice lens mechanism here. So these ones are definitely really good for your 3D printer people. But if you did scrap it out, the base of this casing is it's cast aluminium, so you do get a little bit of extra aluminium out of this part. You got a power supply unit in there, you know, your regular fans, another little board here. So we get a little bit of copper and stuff out of it, some wire, but as you can see, very, very little. Once we've taken out the circuit board, there's not a lot here. Less, you know, there's probably like $1 in scrap value here, and it's pretty amazing that these projectors, these particular ones, cost about $2,000 brand new. And as you can see, there's all you're really paying for is technology. You're not really paying for workmanship, or, you know, like quality of components, or, you know, expensive stuff. It's just plastic, mostly plastic, a little bit of aluminium, and some circuit boards. So very, very little value as scrap for these projectors, but that's it. You know, they are what they are. We just scrap whatever we get. And yeah, so these projectors, I don't mind picking them up. They usually come with a really long cord, so at least we've got some extra wire there. But yeah, I pick them up because I have to. But yeah, I just don't expect a great deal of value, but still better than nothing. Hey, we just move on to the next item. All right, well, that's all for projectors, and yeah, just keep scrapping, have fun out there, and I'll catch you next time, eh?